Welcome back to ZE Coins. Today, we're going to uncover one of the most mysterious and profitable minting mistakes in recent American coin history. Imagine pulling out a regular quarter from your pocket, only to realize it's worth hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars. That's what happened with the infamous 2002 P quarter featuring a strange 1816 mint mark. But what's the truth behind this oddity? Is it real? Is it an error? And most importantly, what is it worth in today's market? Stick around, because we're diving deep into the history, mystery, and money behind this unique piece of numismatic history. First, let's talk basics. The 2002 P Mississippi State Quarter is part of the popular 50 State Quarters program launched by the U.S. Mint between 1999 and 2008. Each state had a unique design, and Mississippi's quarter features a pair of beautiful magnolia blossoms, known as the state flower. Over 290 million of these were minted at the Philadelphia Mint, indicated by the P Mint mark. So, it's not a rare coin by mintage numbers alone. But things take a turn when you find that mysterious 1816 stamp. Oh, what's the story with the 1816 on a 2002 quarter? Several circulated coins have been discovered with what appears to be a secondary date or minting error showing the numbers 1816 beneath or near the existing date. This obviously raised eyebrows in the numismatic community. Was this a double die error? Was it the result of a foreign coin impression? Or even a counterfeit gone viral? As it turns out, the 1816 is not an official mint mark or secondary date placed by the U.S. Mint. It's most likely a post-mint alteration or a strike-through error caused by foreign material, possibly a coin planchet or die that left an impression. But regardless of how it happened, the result is a coin so unusual and eye-catching that collectors are willing to pay a premium. Now to the good stuff. What is this coin worth? While regular 2002 P Mississippi quarters are only worth face value in circulation, examples with the 1816 error have fetched anywhere from $50 to over $1,000 depending on condition, demand, and how visible the anomaly is. Point 0.1 specimen, graded by PCGS in high mint state, reportedly sold for over $1,300 due to the clarity of the 1816 impression. Coins with less defined markings still routinely sell for $100 to $300 in the private collector market, especially through auction sites like eBay or Heritage Auctions. And here's the thing. Values continue to rise as fewer examples are found. Oh, how do you know if you've struck gold? Pull out your 2002 Mississippi quarters and examine them closely, especially near the date. Use a jeweler's loupe or digital microscope to look for impressions of extra numbers, strange markings, or doubling around the date. Some versions show the 1816 directly beneath the date, while others have it off to the side. Be cautious, though. Many fakes have started circulating that if you think you found one, the first thing you should do is avoid cleaning the coin. Cleaning can dramatically reduce its value. Instead, store it safely and send it to a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade and authentication will increase its market value and give buyers peace of mind. A coin graded MS65 or higher could be worth over $500 depending on how strong the error appears. Interestingly, the 2002 P isn't the only quarter from that year with anomalies. Some Tennessee and Ohio State quarters from 2002 also exhibit doubling, die chips, and off-center strikes. If you're coin roll hunting, 2002 could be a jackpot year waiting to happen. Over the past 5 years, error coins have exploded in popularity thanks to social media, YouTube videos like this one, and viral TikToks showing people turning pocket change into payday gold. Error coins like the 2002 P with the 1816 impression are becoming more sought after, meaning prices are likely to continue rising as the coin becomes harder to find. So, is the 2002 P1816 quarter the next million-dollar find? Probably not. But is it a valuable piece of modern U.S. minting history that could land you several $100s or more? Absolutely. And more importantly, it's a reminder that sometimes treasure is hiding in plain sight, even in your own spare change. So check your quarters, look closely, and don't toss anything that looks out of the ordinary. Because in the world of coin collecting, one lucky find could change everything. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more rare coin hunts, error coin breakdowns, and U.S. Mint mysteries. Got a weird coin you want us to investigate? Drop a comment below. And as always, keep hunting, keep collecting, and never underestimate the power of pocket change.
We dive deep into the fascinating world of coins, currency, and the hidden treasures that could be lying around in your change jar right now. If you're into rare coins, US minting history, and discovering money that's actually worth more than its face value, then hit that subscribe button and let's get started. Today we're talking about the 2013 quarter dollar coins with the P Mint mark. That's right, quarters minted in Philadelphia. These coins are more than just pocket change. Some are worth big money depending on their design, rarity, condition, and even mint errors. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for in your 2013 P quarters and how much they might be worth today in 2025. Let's rewind a bit. The year 2013 was part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, which ran from 2010 to 2021. This program featured 5 new quarter designs each year, each one highlighting a national park or historical site from different U.S. states and territories. In 2013, 5 quarters were released under this program: White Mountain National Forest in New Hampshire, Perry's Victory and International Peace Memorial in Ohio, Great Basin National Park in Nevada, Fort McHenry National Monument in Maryland, Mount Rushmore National Memorial in South Dakota. Each of these quarters was struck at 3 U.S. mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, and today we're focusing on those with the P Mint mark from Philadelphia. Let's talk numbers. The Philadelphia Mint produced millions of each of the 2013 quarter designs. Here's a quick breakdown. White Mountain, approximate 107 million. Perry's Victory, about 107.8 million. Great Basin, roughly 141 million. Fort McHenry, around 120.2 million. Mount Rushmore, close to 231 million. So yes, these were widely circulated. But don't let those numbers fool you. Just because a coin was produced in high numbers doesn't mean all examples are equal in value. Collectors often pay a premium for high-grade coins or those with errors or rare die varieties. Okay, so what makes a 2013 P quarter valuable? First and foremost, condition. A regular 2013 P quarter pulled from circulation is typically worth 25 cents. But if your coin is in uncirculated or mint state condition, especially graded MS65 or higher, you could be looking at anywhere from $2 to $25 depending on demand and the specific design. But it gets better. If you have a coin with a rare mint error or die variety, the value can skyrocket. Let's go over the most sought after factors. A double die obverse. This is when the lettering, especially In God We Trust or Liberty, shows a slight doubling effect. It's rare, but when certified by a grading service, these coins can sell for $50 to $200 or more. Die cracks or cuds, a small raised line or a chunk missing from the design due to a damaged die can increase the value of the coin depending on the severity and visibility. Some examples have sold in the $30 to $75 range. Off-center strikes. These errors occur when the coin isn't properly aligned during striking. The more off-center it is, up to about 50%, the more valuable it becomes. A 2013 P off-center quarter can be worth $100 or even more to the right buyer. Missing clad layer. These are quarters that are missing their outer nickel layer, exposing the copper core beneath. They're extremely collectible and can fetch $250 or higher. Let's look at some real-world examples of 2013 P quarters that made collectors sit up and pay attention. In 2021, a 2013 P Mount Rushmore quarter in MS67 condition sold for $168 at auction. In another case, a Great Basin 2013 P quarter with a strong die crack across the obverse was listed and sold for over $100 online. There have also been reports of double die reverse varieties on Fort McHenry and White Mountain quarters, though rare. They are documented. If authenticated by PCGS or NGC, you're talking about coins that can range anywhere from $150 to $500. Depending on appeal and demand. So now you're probably wondering, how do I check my own 2013 P quarters? Step 1. Grab a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. At least 10x magnification is ideal. Step 2. Inspect all lettering on both the obverse and reverse for any signs of doubling, die cracks, or unusual markings. Step 3. Weigh the coin. A standard clad quarter should weigh about 5.67 grams. Anything lighter or heavier could indicate a planchet error. Step 4. Compare it to reference images from official grading companies or reliable collector websites to see if you've got something special. Step 5. If you think your coin is rare, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Getting it certified can massively boost its market value. As of 2025, collector interest in America the Beautiful quarters remains strong. This is especially true since the program ended in 2021, making these coins a finite series. Philadelphia minted coins in high grade or with certified errors are still fetching solid prices on eBay, heritage auctions, and other collector marketplaces. Prices do fluctuate depending on silver prices, collector trends, and general market demand, but in general, 2013 P quarters with verified errors or MS67 plus grades are holding their value or trending upward. So there you have it. The 2013 P quarter dollar may not look like much at first glance, but some of these coins can be worth hundreds of dollars, especially if you know what to look for. Whether you're a casual collector or just someone curious about your spare change, take a second look at your quarters. You never know, that next coin could be worth a fortune. We're diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in modern American numismatics, the 2017 P Mint Mark quarter dollar. You might have one of these in your pocket right now. But what makes this seemingly ordinary coin potentially worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars? Stay tuned, because we're going to uncover the secrets behind this historic piece, why it's such a big deal in US mint history, the errors to look out for, and how much it could be worth in today's market. In 2017, the United States Mint did something unprecedented. For the first time in its 225-year history, the Philadelphia Mint struck quarters with a visible P Mint mark. Prior to that, quarters minted in Philadelphia were struck without any mint mark at all, a tradition going all the way back to the days of George Washington. This decision wasn't random. It was a special tribute to the Mint's 225th anniversary. And that tiny P stamped to the right of Washington's ponytail was enough to catch the attention of coin collectors across the country. Let's break it down. Before 2017, if you found a quarter with no mint mark, it likely came from Philadelphia. Denver used a D, San Francisco used an S, West Point used a W. But Philadelphia? Just a blank. That all changed in 2017 with the America the Beautiful series. All 5 quarters released that year had that bold, proud P. We're talking about these 5 designs: effigy mounds in Iowa, a Frederick Douglass in Washington, DCO Ozark National Scenic Riverways in Missouri, Ellis Island in New Jersey, George Rogers Clark in Indiana. Each of these carries the P Mint mark for Philadelphia, and they all have one thing in common: they marked a turning point in American coinage history. But what does this mean for collectors and for the value of your pocket change? Here's the exciting part: while the 2017 P quarters were produced in large numbers, their significance and a few key varieties make them extremely collectible. And when you bring in mint errors, things get even more interesting. Let's talk money. On average, a 2017 P quarter in regular circulated condition is still worth face value 25 cents. But if you have one in uncirculated or mint state condition, the value jumps. Here's what we're seeing in the market right now: a 2017 P Frederick Douglass quarter in MS67 condition is sold for as much as $150. A 2017 P George Rogers Clark quarter with a certified grade of MS68 went for over $300. A 2017 P Effigy Mounds quarter featuring a double diaburse, that means doubling in the lettering or image, can fetch between $75 to $500 depending on the grade and clarity. And then we have the Holy Grails, major mint errors. These are the coins that make headlines. For example, off-center strikes can be worth up to $1,000. Die caps, where the coin is struck while still stuck to the die, can bring in well over $1,500. Misaligned dies, broad strikes, and struck through grease errors are also highly sought after and can easily break the $200 mark, depending on condition. So how do you know if your 2017 P quarter is valuable? First, look for the mint mark. It should be right under the word "In God We Trust." If it has a P, that means it's part of this special release. Next, check the condition. Coins with sharp details, no scratches, and original luster are candidates for higher value. Then, look for errors, doubling on the letters, misalignments, missing parts of the design, or odd striking patterns. If you find something unusual, it's worth getting it evaluated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Voiceover grading makes a huge difference. A coin that looks pristine to the untrained eye might only be MS64, but bump that to MS67 or MS68 and you're looking at serious collector value. And remember, while millions of these coins were made, only a fraction are in top condition or feature rare errors. That's what makes yours special. Collectors are always hunting for the best examples. The 2017 P Mint Mark quarters are more than just change, they're a celebration of history, a break in tradition, and a chance to own something truly meaningful. Whether you're new to coin collecting or a seasoned numismatist, adding a full set of 2017 P Mint quarters to your collection is a smart move. And if you've got an error coin or a high-grade example, you could be sitting on a small fortune voiceover, so go check your change. Look through those jars, drawers, and coin rolls. Because that small silver quarter with a tiny P might just be your ticket to big money. Video is going to uncover one of the most surprising and fascinating coins in modern US coinage, the 2019 P Mint Mark $quarter coins. You might be holding one of these in your pocket right now, and believe it or not, some of these coins could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. In this video, we're diving deep into the history of the 2019 $quarter series with the Philadelphia Mint Mark. That's the P you'll find on the coin's obverse, exploring what makes them valuable, what rare varieties exist, and how much they're selling for in today's market. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who found an unusual quarter in their change, you're going to want to watch this to the very end. Let's get started. First, some background. The 2019 quarters are part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a historic series launched by the U.S. Mint in 2010. This program released 5 different quarter designs each year, each honoring a national park or site in one of the 50 states, U.S. territories, or the District of Columbia. The series wrapped up in 2021, making the 2019 issues among the final few in the decade-long run. The 5 2019 quarter designs are Lowell National Historical Park in Massachusetts, American Memorial Park in the Northern Mariana Islands, War in the Pacific National Historical Park in Guam, San Antonio Missions National Historical Park in Texas, and Frank Church River of No Return Wilderness in Idaho. All of these were minted in Philadelphia with the P Mint Mark, as well as in Denver with the D Mint Mark and San Francisco with the S Mint Mark. But the coins we're focused on today are the ones minted in Philadelphia, the P Mint Mark coins, and more specifically, the varieties and errors that make them incredibly valuable. And now let's talk about what makes some of these quarters from Philadelphia worth big money. In 2019, for the first time ever, the U.S. Mint released special West Point quarters with the W Mint Mark into general circulation as a surprise to excite the coin collecting community. While those coins are especially rare, some 2019 P Mint Mark quarters were found to have extraordinary mint errors and varieties, and that's where the big money comes in. One of the most well-known varieties is the 2019 P Lowell quarter with a doubling error, commonly referred to as a double die. Collectors have found clear doubling on the reverse of this coin, particularly on the hands of the mill girl and parts of the building windows. These doubling errors can range from subtle to dramatic, and depending on the severity and condition, these error quarters have sold for anywhere between $50 and $250 online, with some reaching as high as $500 if certified by PCGS or NGC. Let's take another example, the 2019 P American Memorial Park quarter. This coin is known for having some spectacular strike-through errors and die chips, especially around the text and along the edges. Some of these have sold for over $100 in circulated condition. In mint state, the price only goes up. Collectors are always willing to pay a premium for clean, uncirculated specimens with unique die varieties. Another highly sought-after coin from the 2019 P series is the San Antonio Missions quarter. This design already draws attention for its symbolic elements, including the cross-shaped irrigation system. But more importantly, some of these P Mint coins were discovered with what's called the inverted V die break inside the missions arch. Depending on the visibility of this die chip, coins with this error have sold for up to $75 raw, and even more if professionally graded. So how do you know if your 2019 P Mint quarter is worth anything? Here are 5 things you should look for right now. Look for doubling, especially on text, architecture, or human figures on the reverse. Use a 10x magnifying loupe for best results. Check for die chips or cuds, small raised areas that appear in odd places, often near letters or designs. Examine the coin's condition. A coin with no wear and full mint luster, known as MS or mint state, can multiply its value dramatically. Coins graded MS67 or higher can command serious premiums. Strike-through errors. These occur when debris or material gets between the die and the planchet, resulting in unusual textures or blank patches. Certification. If you believe you have a valuable error coin, sending it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC can give it legitimacy and drastically increase its market price. As of mid-2025, here are some real-world sales and values for 2019 P quarters. A 2019 P Lowell quarter with strong reverse doubling graded MS66 sold for $325. A raw 2019 P San Antonio Missions quarter with the inverted V die chip recently sold for $68 on eBay. A roll of uncirculated 2019 P quarters from the Frank Church River design fetched nearly $100 due to potential undiscovered varieties inside high-grade 2019 P quarters without errors, but certified MS67 have sold between $25 and $45 each, proving that even regular coins in perfect condition can be valuable. It's also worth noting that while error coins usually bring the highest prices, even standard 2019 P quarters are becoming more sought after. We're diving deep into one of the most overlooked yet valuable pieces of modern coinage, the 2020 P Mint Mark $quarter coins. At first glance, these coins might seem like ordinary change, but what if I told you that some of these quarters could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on their variety, condition, and rarity? In this video, we're going to break down the entire story of the 2020 quarters from the Philadelphia Mint. We'll explore the designs, minting process, key errors, coin values in the current market, and why some of these coins are selling for big money today. Let's start with the basics. The year 2020 marked a significant year for U.S. quarters under the America the Beautiful Quarters program. This was the 11th and final year of the series that began in 2010, celebrating national parks and historic sites across all 50 states and U.S. territories. The U.S. Mint released 5 designs in 2020, each honoring a different location. These were a National Park of American Samoa Weir Farm National Historic Site in Connecticut, Salt River Bay National Historical Park in the U.S. Virgin Islands, Marsh Billings Rockefeller National Historical Park in Vermont, Tallgrass Prairie National Preserve in Kansas. All of these quarters were produced at 3 major mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But today, we're focusing on the coins that came out of the Philadelphia Mint. Marked with a P Mint mark, the Philadelphia Mint produced millions of each design and circulation quality, yet due to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, 2020 saw unusual disruptions in minting operations and coin circulation. That means some of these coins entered the economy through emergency distribution efforts and were subject to high-speed production with less stringent quality control. This resulted in some very notable mint errors and die varieties, which we'll get into shortly. Yet despite the high mintage numbers, often over 200 million for each design, it's the scarcity of high-grade examples and rare errors that turn ordinary pocket change into extraordinary collectibles. Now let's talk about what really matters, the valuable ones. Not every 2020 P quarter is a jackpot, but a few have become instant classics among collectors due to unique errors and die varieties. Let's start with the 2020 P American Samoa Bat quarter. This coin made headlines not just for its striking and unusual reverse design, a mother fruit bat and her pup, but also for its double die obverse and reverse varieties. Collectors have found doubling in the letters of "In God We Trust" and in the bat's face and wings. Some of these errors have sold for over $100 in uncirculated condition, with the most dramatic examples reaching over $300 at auction. Next, the Weir Farm quarter. This coin features an artist painting outdoors, a beautiful tribute to American creativity. The 2020 P version has been discovered with die chips, cuds, and even retained strike-through errors. Some of these are so visually distinct they've become one-of-a-kind pieces. Collectors have paid anywhere between $75 and $250 depending on the severity and location of the error. Moving on to the Salt River Bay design. Look out for doubling on the foliage or die cracks near the rim. These features can turn a 25-cent coin into a $50 to $150 collectible, or even more in pristine mint state. The Tallgrass Prairie quarter is another sleeper hit. Early Philadelphia Mint strikes showed signs of weak hubs, creating ghost-like images. There are also strike-through grease errors that obscure the fine details of the grass, leading to high collector interest. Mint state examples with such errors have recently fetched upwards of $200. But the holy grail of the 2020 P quarters might just be a combination of perfect mint state, rare die variety, and certified grading. Quarters graded MS67 or higher by PCGS or NGC are incredibly rare. For example, a 2020 P Marsh Billings quarter graded MS67 recently sold for nearly $400, that's over 1,600 times its face value. Now, let's not forget the buzz that was generated by the 2020 West Point Mint quarters, or the W Mint Mark coins, which were randomly inserted into circulation. This excitement led to a surge in coin hunting, which spilled over into higher demand for the P Mint Mark coins as well. Collectors started paying more attention to their change, and suddenly errors from Philadelphia gained traction and visibility in the market. The hunt for W coins also brought to light more errors and oddities in the P quarters that might have otherwise gone unnoticed. As a result, certified coins with even minor errors started getting premium prices, a trend that has continued into 2025. What are these coins worth today? We're diving deep into one of the most talked about modern coins in circulation, the 2022 D Mint Mark Quarter Dollar. You may have some in your change right now, but did you know some of these coins are selling for hundreds, even thousands of dollars? In this video, we'll uncover the full history behind the 2022 Denver Mint Quarter Series, break down the key varieties and errors, and explore the current market value of these coins in 2025. Whether you're new to coin collecting or a seasoned numismatist, this guide is your ultimate resource. Let's get started. In 2022, the United States Mint launched the American Women Quarters program. This historic series celebrates the accomplishments and contributions of women to American history, innovation, civil rights, science, and the arts. Each year from 2022 through 2025, 5 different quarters are released with unique reverse designs, all sharing the obverse portrait of George Washington, but with a twist. It's not the same Washington we've seen for decades. In 2022, the obverse featured a right-facing portrait of Washington sculpted by Laura Garden Fraser, originally intended for the 1932 quarter. It finally made its debut 90 years later, giving the coin a fresh but historic look. The Denver Mint, marked with a D, was one of the 3 mints producing these quarters, along with Philadelphia and San Francisco. Quarters from Denver are distributed largely to the western half of the United States, but they're collected nationwide. The 2022 Denver Minted Quarters honored 5 influential American women: Maya Angelou, poet and civil rights activist Dr. Sally Ride, first American woman in space Wilma Mankiller, first female principal chief of the Cherokee Nation Nina Otero Warren, suffragist and educator Anna May Wong, first Chinese-American film star in Hollywood. Each coin has a unique reverse design reflecting the life and legacy of these pioneers. You might be wondering why a coin minted so recently is already gaining so much attention. The reason? Minting errors, low population varieties in high grades, and growing collector interest in modern series. The Denver Mint generally produces coins with high consistency, but no mint is immune to errors. Some 2022 D quarters made it into circulation with fascinating and valuable mistakes. In addition, since these coins are still relatively new, there's excitement among collectors to get pristine examples early. Coins that grade MS67 or higher, especially with full strike and clean surfaces, are few and far between. That rarity drives up prices quickly. Let's take a closer look at the top errors and varieties found in 2022 D Mint Mark quarters. Here are the most talked about 2022 D quarter errors that can fetch serious money. Die chips and cuds. One of the most common errors across all 5 2022 designs is the appearance of die chips. These look like blobs of extra metal, often found near the mouth, eyes, or on the hands of the figures. Some are minor, worth just a few dollars, but dramatic ones have sold for $50 or more. Drooling Washington error. On the obverse, some 2022 D quarters show a die chip under Washington's mouth, making it appear as if he's drooling. While funny, collectors pay a premium. Values range from $15 to $75 depending on condition. Retained cud and die breaks. These larger die cracks or retained cuds near the rim can be very eye-catching. Some collectors specialize in these errors and pay top dollar. Rare examples have sold for over $100. Double die reverses. There are early reports of doubling on some 2022 D Sally Ride and Wilma Mankiller quarters. This can appear in the inscriptions or stars and, when authenticated, can be worth over $150 in uncirculated condition. Off-center strikes. Coins struck off-center by even a few percent can be quite valuable. A 10% to 15% off-center 2022 D Maya Angelou quarter has sold at auction for over $200 in mint state condition. Now let's talk numbers. If you find a 2022 D quarter in circulation, it will most likely be worth face value, 25 cents, unless it's in exceptional condition or has a known error. However, uncirculated examples graded by PCGS or NGC as MS67 or higher can command serious premiums. Here are some market values as of mid-2025. 2022 D Maya Angelou MS67 typically sells for $40 to $75. 2022 D Sally Ride MS67 can reach $60 to $100. 2022 D Wilma Mankiller MS67 about $50 to $80. 2022 D Nina Otero Warren MS67 has sold for over $90. 2022 D Anna May Wong MS67 up to $125 in top condition. Go up to MS68 and the prices jump dramatically. Some sales have crossed the $300 mark, especially for the lower population designs. If you have raw coins, your best bet is to inspect them under magnification for signs of doubling, die cracks, or off-center strikes. And if you believe the coin is pristine, consider sending it in for grading. A small investment in grading fees could yield a big return if your coin gets a high grade. So, how do you get your hands on valuable 2022 D quarters? First, check your pocket change. You'd be amazed at what turns up a second. Visit your local bank. Ask for rolls of quarters and search through them. Third, attend coin shows or dealer events. You may find high grade or error coins in person. Finally, consider online marketplaces like eBay or whatnot, but always be cautious. Look for certified coins from reputable dealers. Also, remember to store your coins properly. Use soft cotton gloves when handling and storing coin flips or capsules to avoid damage. Of the 2022 D Mint Mark quarters are more than just everyday coins, they're a piece of history, modern art, and potential treasure. With striking designs honoring iconic women and a growing list of rare errors and varieties, these coins are capturing the attention of collectors everywhere. Whether you're in it for the thrill of the hunt, the historical significance, or the potential value, now is a great time to pay attention to your change. Thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more coin collecting content, and leave a comment below letting us know if you've found any 2022 D quarter errors in the wild. Until next time, happy collecting and keep searching.